in professional sport for 24 years. I played professional rugby, and then I ended up coaching professional rugby from within the domestic game within one of the couple of the regions in Wales, and I coached internationally with Tonga. And during that 24 years, I did my teacher training. I did my degree, and yeah, I think when this opportunity arose with a school the likes of Haberdashers Monmouth School, and the opportunity I got to, my official title is the director of the Sports Academy and director of rugby. So it merges quite well, and part of my role was to design and create and complete this unbelievable facility that we've got with the architects and with the gym company. Yeah, as director of the Sports Academy here, I think one of the major things for me is that there's been a massive study done, and 92% of school kids want to do more sport. And what that looks like, is that on field, is that in the swimming pool, or is that from an essence strength and conditioning angle, so in the gym. And what we're trying to do within the school is facilitate and give the pupils and the kids the ability to do that, whether that's from a participation angle, if someone just wants to literally be involved within physical education and sport for the next 50 years and just stay fit and healthy, or if someone wants to become the next British and Irish Lion, or if someone wants to be the next 100-metre sprinter, we're here to help. We've put a gym together that covers that performance and participation element, and we can try and stretch those individuals and stretch those kids to reach their own potential. Yeah, so this was previously a prep school, so there was four separate classrooms in each wing. So we've got where we currently sit, which is your more functional gym, and just across the way it's a mirror image. It's our performance gym with our static strength and our racks. But that was also 4 separate classrooms, so it's a whole brand new facility. It's new equipment. We had to reinforce the floors, and there's a reason we went with a specific gym company like Absolute Performance and with the likes of Wattbike, because having been in professional sport, I understand the rigours the equipment take, and the quality of the equipment that we brought in had to match our vision as a school. Yes, probably the variety of opportunity that the students have. We've got 6 core sports. We've got hockey, netball, rowing, rugby, cricket and football. I oversee the scholarships as well, the sports scholarships, but we cover a wide range, and I think this facility allows us to do team rugby sessions, whether that be on the Wattbikes, on the rowers, and the same with the football. Even that's around mobility for specific sports, like around your golf. We've got certain designated areas of the gym, and we've specifically designed it to allow all of our pupils and all of our sports the best opportunity to really fulfill their potential. Yeah, we've been up and running for 2 weeks. We had practical completion just a fortnight ago, and we opened that to the pupils straight away. So we do a morning gym session, 6:50 till 7:50. There's an option for pupils within their games lessons, and then we do a after school gym session every day of the week. So every pupil within the school gets 7 opportunities to use our strength and conditioning team and department and use this facility. So it's massive for us, and the uptake's massive. We had 36 in here this morning at 6:50, and then preschool, and last Friday is one extreme to another. We had 102 in here Friday after school. So we're trying to drive numbers in the door to try and get engaged within sport in the school and get the school known as the sporting angle and what we can offer. It's all about the school's vision, how that aligns to our strategies, what we're putting in place at the minute for the next 3, 4, 5 years. And we've been backed very well by the senior leadership team within the school, and the board of governors, and Lord Colin Moynihan was key in getting this off the ground and making this facility happen. But You know, just to reiterate what I said, we're about participation. We're covering all angles from where pre-prep school into 18, you know, so we are covering everyone from physical literacy to performance to participation. We have got a facility and a strength and conditioning team that can help all of that.
Hello, so my name is Richie Rees and I'm a strength and conditioning coach at Haberdashers Monmouth School. So my day-to-day work around the centre and around Monmouth is I will run morning strength and conditioning sessions. So that will be from 6:50 a.m. till 7:50 a.m. And that's across all age groups and all genders. And then in the afternoon, and then we have certain speed sessions as well throughout the day across certain year groups. So on a Monday and then a Tuesday and a Friday, we have speed sessions where they work on sort of movement skills and speed work and acceleration. And then in games lessons, there is an S&C option that they can choose. And then obviously after school as well, we have year group limited as well as an open sessions on certain days for students to come in and get better with their S&C work. So sessions for when pupils are using their Wattbikes, we currently have an off-feet conditioning block at the moment that's gone out to the pupils. So with being in the cricket season and one of our major sports being at the school being rugby, a lot of the boys are either doing a little bit of cricket sort of socially, or they're not taking part and they're just working on their sort of off-season and pre-season activity stuff. So they have an off-feet con block at the moment, which has been prescribed by myself, and very clearly set out, and they jump on the Wattbikes either with a timer or with their app, and then they get on with the work they need to do. When tailoring the off-feet conditioning on the Wattbikes for our sports, we tend not to differ too much between sports, but we really focus on the energy system development. So at the moment, a lot of our off-feet con is because of what a lot of the people who are doing the off-feet con are experiencing at the moment with in their build-up for next season. We're really looking at their aerobic development, so their aerobic endurance and aerobic power. So at the moment we're currently working on those energy systems, and that's across several different sports that we have. So in terms of our testing and monitoring, this is something that's going to be very new to us. So with this new centre, that's going to be able to expand what we're able to do with the kids. In the past, we've been able to test a few times, but not as much. Obviously, with a lot of moving parts in the school, with different timetables of different year groups, scholars, non-scholars, team athletes, things like that. It's been very challenging. But with the centre, with the expansion of the S&C timetable starting in September, we're looking into the future of using these Wattbikes to be able to test. So we're definitely going to use our 6 seconds peak power test. So the great thing with the Wattbikes and the testing is that for us, testing is very invasive for our game sessions. So because some of these tests can take quite a while, it impacts on the actual playing time in the game sessions. When they only get two training sessions per week, to come in and test for half an hour, 40 minutes of X, Y, and Z, it can be really invasive. So these Wattbikes are great because we can get peak power output with a small warm up and in 6 seconds. And it's a great monitoring tool. So our first aim really is to introduce this into our scholarship program. So at the ends of blocks and ends and starts of blocks, the goal is to then test peak power output using our Wattbikes. And then it's definitely something we're going to explore in the future of being able, rather than having to go outside and run broncos and be invasive into those game sessions, or an increasing load with lots of running and things. If we can come in here and use Wattbikes and potentially decrease impact and allow for more time on field, then we're going to come in here and use our Wattbikes instead. Yeah, so since having the bikes, there has been a bit of a difference. So our old bikes were quite old, and they were they're a bit clunky, they were getting a bit clunky and stuff, and that's just because of like their age. And now with the new centre, there's been a big spike in students becoming more interested in S&C, and we've retained that over the first few weeks really well. There hasn't just been a big spike and a big drop. We've retained the students, and then with the bikes as well. I mean, you know, with the branding, we've been incredibly lucky from Wattbike to actually have the branding on the bikes. And then also with this sort of push from myself and the other S&C coaches of, right, we need to get in, we need to do our off-feet com, we need to be working on and preparing for the next season alongside the stuff we're doing currently. And there's been a big uptake in the lads coming in, and rather than having to push it so much, rather I'm just sort of being able to remind them, and they're taking to it really well. Yeah. So in terms of improving the provision that's given to the students at the school, the centre is a massive part of that. So there's nothing massively that will change from what myself and the other S&C coach have been delivering to the children. It will just be on a much bigger scale now. So where we were before wasn't the most inviting of environments. We were in a basement of an old boarding house, still with usable and good kit, but it wasn't the most inviting environment. Whereas now we have an opportunity that is very attractive. There's slightly different pieces of kit in here, so it's the kids can come in and try something a bit new, work on different things, as well as doing what they used to, their sort of bread and butter of what their programs are, and now the expansion of our off-fit conditioning sort of availability of kit is great, and we're able to push that alongside the rest of the S&C program.